Mount Aspiring and Fiordland National Parks in New Zealand's rugged South Island. Home to some of the most spectacular scenery in the world. But it can be deadly. And when disaster strikes, the local police and search and rescue volunteers are the only lifeline. This time on High Country Rescue, can the Wanaka search and rescue team find an injured hunter?
No, you wouldn't be hunting here, mate.
An emergency beacon is triggered in horrendous weather.
Low cloud, heavy rain, which is the hairs standing on the back of our necks.
And the team race to the aid of a fallen rock climber.
Managed to clip a ledge on the way down with her leg.
It's Saturday evening in Wanaka. Search and Rescue Coordinator Sergeant Aaron Nicholson has raced into work as an emergency beacon has been activated.
The registered owner of the beacon, through inquiries with RCC, said that a gentleman by the name of Matt has borrowed it. He's gone hunting or fishing in the Makaroa area. The grid reference...
Gary, yeah.
Gaz, Aaron here. Can you come and do us a job? I've got a high-paid job for you. Always keen to get people, on the road and out as soon as we can after someone's pushed the button. You never know how critical or life-threatening injuries could be.
The team leader for this operation is Julian Krusty White.
Just the one rope and some long slings.
He is joined by mountain guide Gavin Lang.
Hopefully I'll get home and have dinner.
You don't know what you're going to until you get there. Like all of them with beacons, it's just like a trip into the unknown.
Pilot James Ford sets off for the Makaroa Valley, a 20-minute flight from Wanaka. The only information they have is that a hunter called Matt has activated a beacon at 1,300 metres.
What's our hot, James? 3,700 feet. So we're almost around about the height, really. That's good.
Flying up the valley, the tracking equipment picks up a faint signal from the beacon.
Don't tell me that that's over here. There it is. Getting stronger. The eyes peeled, Kevin. Yep. It's pretty rugged around here.
Beacon signals can bounce about in valleys, which makes life hard for searchers.
Not the first time this has happened, James. Where the else can that be hiding? No, you wouldn't be hunting here, mate. There's no tar. If he was climbing, he'd stay on the ridge. Not in this valley, I don't think. No, that's definitely not in here. I can tell you that for a fact. That's just not making sense.
James is frustrated at getting nowhere. Thinking outside the square, he flies to the opposite side of the valley.
Back behind us.
The change of plan pays off as the chopper immediately picks up a stronger signal.
There's a wee gorge in here, isn't there? Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll drop into it. And if we lose it again, who knows? There he is.
James spots Matt 500 metres away. He is unable to land nearby, so lets the team out on an overlooking ridge.
So I'll just stand here and wait, and you guys just run down and see him.
Now it's up to Krusty and Gavin to find out what has happened to Matt. In Wanaka, a second rescue operation is underway. An emergency beacon has been activated from an alpine pass on the main divide.
HAH, Wanaka base. 10 minutes, the guys will be with you and they're going for the first recce. Gaz will explain what's going on once he gets up there. Copy? Problem with beacons, we don't know whether it's a life-threatening emergency right now that they need attention or or whether it's something that can be delayed. Ultimately, we go with worst case scenario.
Well, we're going towards the main divide. We're going to an area that's kind of notorious for being the first place to actually get socked in as far as visibility. Really strong winds funnel through Hector Cole. Obviously, for us, Hector Cole will be a pretty tricky place to put a machine into, or a helicopter and a team into right now with the weather that we've got.
No, you country in this weather.
Team leader Gary Dixon recognises the difficulty of flying in these conditions.
Probably at least 100 kilometres an hour winds through there. Low cloud, heavy rain. I'm not expecting to get there, but it will go as far as we think is common sense.
So that's looking at fairly sort of that ugly front that's sitting with us at the moment. So that's bad for people flying around helicopters.
Basically full-on weather, which has got sort of the hairs standing on the back of our necks.
All good in the back, gentlemen?
Because the weather is uncertain, the team will need to monitor the conditions as they go.
The inquiries have led us to believe we've got a Christina and Andrew, a German exchange student, and Christina's registered to that beacon. She's got a grey and blue pack. She uses a yellow survival bag, and she's described as ambitious. We've got good pilots, they know the area very well, and if there's an opportunity there, they'll take it, because at the end of the day, we don't know what we're going to, we don't know if it's life-threatening. If it is, we want to make sure we've made every effort to get there.
Ready? Ready as we'll ever be for this one.
The onboard tracking equipment doesn't pick up any signal.
Well, it's on the other side, we're not going to be able to pick up the signal here.
Flying becomes treacherous as they close in on the main divide.
You just have to ride it like a rodeo book.
Oh, that's pretty ugly flying, dude. Oh, you can see the saddle, but you don't want to go through there.
It's too dangerous to attempt crossing over the mountain pass.
Oh, let's bail out of here. Yeah.
If Christina and Andrew have fallen trying to climb over the mountain pass,
So we need to go up the west coast.
this delay could prove costly. In the first search and rescue operation, the Wanaka squad have been struggling to find Matt, a hunter who triggered an emergency beacon.
We've just located the person. I'll just drop Krusty and Gavin off. Going down to investigate, and then I'll ring you back and let you know what we're going to do.
Tackling the slippery snow tussock, Krusty discovers what Matt's problem is.
James, we're going to need to get the Furno and the long one. Roger that. Bad break, is he all right?
I was just sidling around this gut here, and then took a wee fault. Maybe came 50 metres, I have no idea. Ended up right here with a broken leg. Yeah, she's flopping around a bit, so it's a clean break of some sort. Just wish it happened in a better place than this, but never mind.
Matt is lucky that his emergency beacon landed right next to him.
These are great, these EcuSets.
He is miles from anywhere and completely alone.
Yeah, I don't go hunting alone without one, so
Quite a while.
especially when by myself.
He's not walking out of here, so I'm going to splint him up. Put a good strong SAM splint on there, maybe even two, because we're probably going to have him hanging under the helicopter. Matt's told me he's okay for pain relief and so on. Sounds like a bit of a survivor.
The terrain is too steep and slippery for a stretcher carry, so Krusty and James rig the chopper for a strop recovery.
You ready, Matt?
Matt opts for no pain relief, so even the slightest movement will be agonising.
Not too bad, the sun's shining. Yep. We're in a beautiful place with some beautiful people.
I appreciate your help, I tell you.
Oh, look.
Would have been a friggin' long hopping walk to the hut.
It's crucial that Gavin has given Matt's broken ankle enough support, as the only way out of here is in a stretcher, dangled from the chopper.
Just give us a couple of minutes. We just need to tidy up the site. We'll be good to go.
Roger that.
Stretcher here will need to put you in. You'll be here lifted up, and you'll have a nice cruisy ride down to the hut.
But bringing the stretcher in is not so cruisy for Krusty.
Yeah, you got a spin going on the
Krusty has a fight getting the stretcher close to the patient as he takes a pounding from the helicopter rotor wash. With Matt's help to get in the stretcher, the team check that every connection is secure.
Even with a fine-tuning homing signal device, still takes quite some time to be able to spot a tiny little person in the middle of the wilderness. This would have been many man-hours and lots of helicopters. So beacons are great things.
Monica Base, Evan and Nat, the patient and myself are on our way back here now.
Copy. I've advised St. John's and they will meet you when you get back to Wanaka. Copy?
Back in Wanaka, paramedic Joanna has a hard time convincing Matt to take pain relief.
I'll give you 2 more and that's it.
Well, it's not enough.
Matt was transported to Dunedin. He needed an operation to mend 2 broken bones in his ankle. In the second rescue mission, 2 recreational trampers have set off their emergency beacon in a hazardous subalpine location. It's far too risky to fly direct, so the Wanaka team fuel up for a 2-hour round trip.
It's a very remote spot of the country. Resource-wise, there is no gas station, there is no cafe. We have to be super self-sufficient. It gets harder and harder the further into that remote part of the Spiring National Park. We'll go and have a look.
The team head north, as Gary is hoping that there will be enough visibility to cross the Southern Alps at Haast and fly down the west coast into the back of Hector Coal. But the further they travel, the worse the weather gets.
So you got water coming in your stuff now. Yeah, quite a bit actually. Even the bleeding.
Fortunately, the Haast Pass is just low enough for them to safely sneak through under the cloud. Flying down the west coast, Gary spots a flat landing area.
I know. Like you don't dump a bit of gear out. No light, just go and have a little bit of a rest, I reckon.
It's been 4 hours since the beacon was activated. The team are anxious to find Christina and Andrew soon. After taking the long way around, they finally lock on to a strong signal.
It's indicating up on my right.
You just go around in the gut and it'll isolate the gut or face. So it's most probably on that face. Yep. There we go, up the top left.
Christina and Andrew are in a dangerous spot, perched on a slippery rock face between 2 waterfalls.
Yep, got them waving. All good. Oh, there's a cliff.
You maybe put us a little skid landing down here.
Yep.
Gary signals for them to stand clear of the chopper as he and Krusty jump out. Gary and Krusty don't want to hang around, so Alex heads straight back to do the pickup.
So I just need you to come down lower. Bring it right down lower. Just lower on that rock.
Alex has to be precise. Edging the chopper nose in as close as possible, she has to be careful that her blades don't strike the rock. With Christina and Andrew on board, Alex heads straight to safety.
How was your night?
It was cold and wet.
What was the tipping point for you to release your beacon?
We sort of got trapped a bit.
It was getting far too cold to keep going, and today it got worse and worse. And so I was like, well, if we couldn't do it yesterday in good weather, then we can't do it today in crap weather.
After being plucked from a life-threatening location, Paul explains that it wasn't possible to save everything.
So what's in your pack?
Lots of expensive gear and credit cards. That sort of thing.
As soon as you activate your EPIRB, it becomes, you know, instead of a self-rescue, it becomes an external rescue, and that's us. Once we've got the person, that's what matters, really, and then we go. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. You thought we were winding you up, didn't you?
I did. I was hoping actually. Thank you guys for this.
Yeah.
No worries.
They obviously know exactly what they're doing, and they're really well organised, and we're really happy to be out.
But yeah, everything's fine. Quite a small price to pay, I guess.
We don't second-guess why these people pull their EPIRBs. That's not our job. Our job is to get there and resolve it as quickly as we can.
Yeah. When you put yourself out there, you're wet, cold, tired, you're in all that gnarly terrain. I'm not going to judge people on that. But hey, it's a good result today. We didn't go and have to... No injuries, and the guys are safe, so that's great. You know, and we got them out of a gnarly place, and there was some luck with the weather. So, you know, good result already.
It's early on a Sunday evening. Search and rescue volunteer, Constable Mike Johnston, has been called about a climber who has fallen off a steep rock face and needs medical help.
It's a bit of a tricky place from the base of the climb to actually get out, but we've got the stretcher and everything. We've got Gary here.
Diamond Lake is a 20-minute drive from Wanaka and is full of outstanding rock climbing routes.
The latest info that we've had is that people who are with this lady have been able to get her down to the lake level. So it's going to make it a lot easier for us to extract her.
Fortunately, Mike discovers that team medic Davey Robinson is climbing nearby.
I was able to get hold of him on his cell phone, and he's run across the road and has been able to be sort of eyes right there for us. And we've just had a phone call from him.
Okay, coming. Want some pain relief?
Accidents aren't that common in this area, but when they do occur, they're usually either fatal or really serious. And hopefully the rest of the team's not going to be too long.
Not far behind Davey, the team pull into the car park. They need to drive up the narrow four-wheel drive track, but they don't have a key for the gate.
And not beside the weld, because it gets hardened beside the weld. What? Mountain guide needs instruction on how to cut chain.
While Davey waits for the medical kit to arrive, he comforts Eleanor, the injured climber. Eleanor was leading a climb up a particularly difficult section of rock when her foot slipped.
You've met Davey, eh? Yeah. Okay, Davey's our first aid man, so we're very fortunate to have him here.
So he is.
Yeah, what we're going to do is he's just going to stabilise your ankle. Did you hit the ground, or
No.
were you supported by the rope and your harness?
I was supported by the rope and the harness. I can tell you, he saw it.
Well, if you can see up there is grade 19 climb. It's pretty staunch, and Helena here was at the top, just about to grab the anchor, and slipped and took a pretty big lead fall, and managed to clip a ledge on the way down with her leg.
You've done really well to get here, okay.
Pretty sweet carry to get her down from up there. It was a pretty gnarly track.
Did you bump your head at all?
Just my ankle.
Just your ankle. Right. Did you hear it go crunch or crack or anything like that?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay. Definitely helps when you got the experts around.
Davey uses a special emergency splint that becomes very rigid when curved around injured bones.
Just stabilise the joint.
Stop it moving, basically.
Yeah.
Less movement, less pain.
How's that?
Still will hurt though. Yeah, looks like it does. Yep, doing well.
That kind of injury would hurt instantly, just like twisting your ankle when you're running. There would be a lot of force when you're falling, Yes, so it would have hurt straight away, really.
Good work. Good work.
Is that really sore when we move it? Yeah. Might split both legs together.
Stretcher in the back of the truck and just slowly go down back.
There is no need to use a stretcher, with the search and rescue four-wheel drive parked nearby.
Give her a hand to slide through.
It was a really good day too.
Eleanor is driven slowly down the access track, where paramedics Helen and Gavin are waiting.
Level of pain from 0 is no pain, 10 is the worst you've ever had. What's your pain level?
No,
I don't want to take it all. It's about an 8, so we need to get that internox going.
Did you hear any noises when you went down?
It made a big thwack when I hit it. It was definitely an oh god kind of.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
All right, Ellie, you get to keep your wings in the side.
Just sit up and just, right, just go.
True chest.
They've recently had a shower of rain through here and she said the rock got a little bit greasy. She's been lucky that her partner's stopped her fall to actually hitting the bottom. It just looks like she's had about a 4-metre fall in total. She's on the way to Wanaka Medical Centre for x-rays and assessment by a doctor.
Eleanor's ankle break was more complicated than first thought. She needed reconstructive surgery and intensive physio. This program was made with funding from New Zealand On Air.